Alrighty, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Spin Zone, episode number 3, brought to you by Brownsville Tech Live. And in the house tonight, I've got my co-host, Ramiro, which is back for a third try. Ramiro, it looks like you're somewhere other than Earth. How is our space cowboy doing today?
I'm doing great. I got selected for a one of a lifetime trip, part of one of the test flights for the Dear Moon project, and we're doing a test flight to the moon and beyond.
Wow. So are you going to be changing your name to the Everyday Space Cowboy?
That's right, the everyday space cowboy from the Rio Grande Valley.
That's right. It's good to have it's good to have a local for once.
That's right. Well, good to be back on the show, Daniel. And
It is
this
great to
time,
have you back.
like To, our former wide receiver To Terrell Owens,
Yeah.
he came up with the phrase "Get your popcorn ready." So it's time to get your popcorn ready.
Well, definitely the weeks are getting closer to the game with the Giants. I think it's what, September 6th? Do I have
Yes,
the
it's
date?
going to be the it's a Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Is it the sixth or the ninth?
Hold on. Let me see before I say something that's not right. Let's hear. It is actually, well, hold on. The ninth is a Saturday, and the 10th is is a Sunday.
Yeah, it's a Sunday night game at the
Hmm.
Giants, I believe,
Let's see
for
here.
the
Well,
season opener.
let's do something real quick. Let's go check out the. Hold on. I thought I had the roster here somewhere. Let's see here. Schedule. All right, hold on. Let me flip screens, even though we didn't want to change right away. But I guess we haven't gone through this screen. Maybe we did. Yep, here's
No, we
this.
didn't.
No, we
That's
didn't,
a good
right?
idea. To
Let's see here. Of course, that's preseason, right? So we don't care about preseason. Well, we do,
Nah, not
but
really. But we could cover that. The Are we gonna have 3 or 4 preseason games? I know ever since
three
COVID, they
three preseason
yeah.
games. The first one is August
Hmm.
12th at 4 p.m. with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then week 2 of preseason is August 19th. That is with Seattle, and look at the time, 9 p.m. Wow, that's late. Oh, but you know
Yeah, it
why,
is.
right? You know why? Because they're probably playing at Seattle. At Seattle, yep. So
Yeah,
it's actually
that's a
7 o'clock their time.
what time is the first game at?
The first game
The
is
week
at
the first preseason
4 p.m. Central Time at actually at Dallas.
in Dallas at 4 p.m. That's a good time for a Saturday game.
Yeah,
But that week 2 against Seattle, that's more like a prime time game. Saturday night,
right,
and
right.
then against the Raiders. Does that say at? Is it at? Okay, yeah, at AT&T Stadium. So it's
Yep,
at Cowboys.
and that's at 7.
Yeah, it's also a Saturday night game, kind of like a prime time game.
Yeah, and then of course the
But there
regular
we go in
season
week 1,
week
season
one.
opener against the Giants.
Yep, 7:20 p.m. Oh, but
That
that's
is
at
going to
the.
be
But that's at New York.
yes, and at New York. But keep in mind that's a division rivalry game,
Yeah.
and it's a Sunday night, so all eyes are going to be on the Cowboys for that season opener.
Yep. And New York wants to get hammered the second week too with the New York Jets.
Yeah, and the game changer for the Jets is that they now have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, which is a really interesting. It's going to be really
Was it
interesting to see what.
Who was Aaron
how that
Rodgers
turns out.
with last?
He was with the Green Bay Packers.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's a major move that he was willing to take the $33 million pay cut with the Jets to so that they would have room to draft other playmakers
yeah,
because he wanted to prove to the Jets and the players that he is for real about making a run for the Super Bowl.
yeah,
And I think the Jets haven't been to the Super Bowl in since the 1950s, I believe.
yeah. Wasn't that with name?
1950.
Wasn't that with Namath? Namath.
I don't even know. I think they have. I mean, Jets haven't done much for a very long time.
Yeah, I think Namath played for the Jets. What's his name? Joe Namath. Yeah, old geezer. And then of course you've got the Cardinals, um, in Arizona at State Farm Stadium at 3:25 Week 3, which is a Sunday. And then you've got Week 4 with the New England Patriots at Dallas. Oh, look at this. Week 6. Oh my God, the haters are gonna
Week
come out.
five.
Week 5,
Uh,
excuse me. Yeah, San
yeah, week
Francisco.
five, and that's another one at San Francisco Sunday night game. I love those primetime games.
Right,
You know, because that's where they call it prime time because it's most of the other games are already done with throughout the day. So with the prime time game like that, it's usually nationally televised. So there's more people watching those late night games.
right. And of course, the California market's a big market, so you know
Yeah,
there's
and
def
it's a rematch. It's time to get revenge.
yeah. It's time to make what was it? Steve what was his name? Steve Young's uh eat his words a few weeks ago when he said that the Cowboys wouldn't go to the Super Bowl. You
Not
know?
only him, there was a guy on their defense that said that or was it Purdy that somebody from San Francisco said that we would never make it far enough to see them again.
Right.
So they're going to eat those words. We're going to see them in week 5.
Yeah. And then week 6, you've got Los Angeles Chargers. They used to be San Diego a few years ago.
Yeah, look at that. It's a Monday night game. That's
Yeah.
another prime time special.
And that I
And
believe.
that check that out. That's where Kellen Moore, I believe he's the head coach there
Yeah.
with the Los Angeles Chargers.
He's the
So we're
guy
going
that
to be
got
going up.
let go, right? He's the OC that got let go.
Well, he didn't get let go. He took the offer that because he wanted to become a head coach. He wanted to
Ah,
move up from offensive coordinator to head coach, and he took the offer with the Chargers.
ah,
So
okay.
that is going to be a powerhouse of a game for a Monday night.
So what you're saying, he wasn't fired. He was just basically left, and McCarthy decided to take over the role of call playing.
Right. So it's going to be that game is more about McCarthy's offense versus Kellen Moore's offense.
Right.
So it's going to be coach versus coach, really
Yeah.
not Cowboys versus.
Yeah. That's going to be kind of interesting. And
Yeah,
then,
that type of game is going to be a playoff caliber type of game.
yeah. And then, of
And
course,
then week 7 was, of course, that's an automatic win there. So
right.
we'll we'll win automatically against the bye week. We should, right?
Right. Right. And then you've got the LA Rams on week 8. And I don't know how in the world Los Angeles wiggled their way to get 3 football teams, you know? You know,
Yeah,
San Antonio's been dying for a football team forever.
yeah.
But
Well, they lost the California lost the Oakland Raiders to Nevada,
right.
and then the Rams were from St. Louis, so they moved them to L.A.
Right.
and but then you got the San Diego Chargers. Isn't the Chargers also? Yeah, they're also in L.A. They moved from
Yeah.
San Diego to L.A.
Yeah, it's like three football teams, you know? That kind of
Yeah, I'm surprised that San Francisco, the 49ers haven't moved down to LA as well.
right? And
So yeah,
then week 9, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's at Philadelphia.
oh yeah, that's it's going to be a really interesting game. I'm surprised that we don't because we play our division opponents twice throughout
Yeah.
the season. I'm surprised that we don't play them until week 9. That's pretty late in the season.
Yeah. And then on week
And
10,
then back
it's
to
the
back division
Giants.
games again, right after the Eagles, the Giants.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Carolina Panthers is in week 11.
Yeah, that
And
should be a fairly easy game.
and then, of course,
And
week
then
12,
yeah, it
it's
is
the
that the
Redskins.
Washington Redskins?
It is the Redskins.
Oh, okay. I was kind of confused about. I was like, Commanders. That where'd that? I
Well,
thought I was
that's
looking
a
at college football.
no, but that's a millennial term, because the millennials were bitching about the fact that Redskins was racist. The term Redskins. They've gone on a roll about wanting to change everything from football teams to army forts because they didn't like the fact that they were Confederate soldiers. But we're not going to get into that in this show.
Yeah, well, I've heard that there's been so many petitions to go back to the Redskins. I mean, I still refer to them as the Redskins.
Yeah,
You know, by tradition and we've always played the Redskins on Thanksgiving. That's always been a tradition.
yeah, which is the 23rd, by the way. So we are
Yeah, there
gonna,
you go. It's that's a Thanksgiving special.
yeah, that's week 12. But I don't like that name. I think it's kind of sissy.
No, yeah, I think they should have just kept the Redskins.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then week
and then
13, it's Seattle. Yeah. And then week 14, once again, it's another division play, Philadelphia Eagles. And then who can forget the Buffalo Bills? Man, that used to be a rivalry at one time.
yeah, and that's going to be a really good matchup there. A high caliber game, and
When I
let's see.
worked,
They took our wide receiver Cole Beasley, and he's done pretty good over there. But we've also drafted some of their guys, so it's
yeah,
been a good. They've been a good team to trade back and forth players.
yeah. I mean, I remember in one of my former employers, the majority of the employees came from Buffalo. So we had a lot of Buffalo Bills fans in the company. So it was a constant cowboy against Buffalo type of deal. And that was when Marv Levy was coaching. Long, 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 long time ago. And then you've got week 16, the Miami Dolphins at Miami.
At Miami, that's going to be, and that is when December. Let's scroll
December
back up a little.
24th, Christmas
Yeah,
Eve.
the Christmas special game.
Yeah.
And the good thing about that it's probably going to be summer in which it usually is in South Florida.
Oh,
They
yeah.
yeah, it might be somewhere in the 80s. So that's going to be a good game for 325, and it should be an easy win against the Dolphins. I mean, we there's something in the NFL that every 4 years we get to play the Dolphins in a regular season game, and then we alternate four and so this year it'll be at Miami. 4 years from now it'll be at Dallas.
Yeah.
So they got beat down 4 years ago, in Dallas at AT&T Stadium, and that should be another easy beatdown win for sure.
Yeah. For those of
And
you,
speaking of the Dolphins, because we also cover other teams, all 32 NFL teams. Uh, if we look at the divisions for the division that the Miami Dolphins are in, they've got it pretty tough, because we were just talking about the Buffalo Bills.
yeah,
Uh, in the Dolphins division, you have the New England Patriots, the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, and the New York Jets.
yeah,
The Bills have been on fire for the past couple of years,
yeah,
and I think they are going to be lit for quite a while, probably for another decade.
yeah,
So, and now with Aaron Rodgers moving over to the Dolphins division, what we're going to have is a competition between the Jets and the Bills fighting. One of them will get the playoff seed, and then the other team will get the wild card spot. So the Dolphins are going to have a really tough time just getting into the wild card. I mean, I really do feel sorry for them.
yeah.
That's going to be really tough for them. They were celebrating for a while because Tom Brady had finally retired, and and now they have this problem.
Yeah, they
A
have
double
Aaron
whammy per se.
Rodgers. Yeah,
Yeah, and I do think that the Jets are gonna. I think that Aaron Rodgers is pissed with with what um with what the Green Bay Packers did with him.
yeah,
I guess I don't know what happened between the coaching staff and the owner that I think they left a bitter taste in his mouth, and he looks really serious with the Jets,
yeah,
and I think that he really does want to make that Super Bowl run,
yeah,
and I think he's gonna be a hell of a player with the Jets to play with.
yeah. Well, definitely he'll be out for revenge, no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can tell. I've seen some of his highlights in training camp, and man, he's throwing those missiles out there like really accurate.
Yeah, yeah,
So man, he's like coming out of there like a bat out of hell now.
yeah. Well, week 17, you've got the Detroit Lions, and I believe that's at Dallas. And then you've got week
Yeah,
18, another division play with the
yeah. We end the season with the Redskins,
with the
and
Redskins.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's kind of interesting how the two main rivalries, the Redskins and the Eagles, we don't play them till late in the season.
yeah,
So we'll see how I think that might be to our advantage that we have a bye week and then we face all of our divisions to finish off the season.
right.
So what the main goal is for any team to be able to make it successfully past the playoffs and potentially get a shot into the Super Bowl is that you have to have your whole team healthy going into the playoffs. They have to be. You have to have all your guys healthy,
Yeah,
and you got to be able to maintain that healthy rotation to keep your all your players fresh and ready to go.
yeah. We got to make sure that Pollard doesn't screw up his ankle again.
Yeah, yeah, we really and keep them from testing positive, right? We've already had one guy, Ronald Jones,
Oh,
that he
yeah,
is. Yeah, he's already suspended for the first two games of the opener, week 1 and 2,
yeah.
because he tested positive for a
Drug enhancement.
performance enhancing
Right.
performance enhancement drug, or not a drug like cocaine, but it's illegal to use performance enhancement. Uh, how would you call them? Supplements per se.
Yeah. It's the stuff you can get at GNC.
No, you can't get that at GNC. That stuff. I don't know how they get it or what it is, what type of steroid or whatever it is, but they're not allowed to use it. It's very skeptical on what exactly he tested positive for, but he's got whacked for 2 weeks, and because of that, it's still up in the air as of who's going to be uh, second and third string for our running back position.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he has been looking pretty good in training camp,
yeah.
but as we talked about last week, is exactly what we see happening now with our other running backs that are fighting for a
Right. If I pulled up the
for a
graphic from the last time, you got Pollard right up on top, and then I can't read who the other two guys are. I can't remember who they were. You got Deuce Vaughn. How's Deuce
yes, we have
doing?
Deuce Vaughn, but the issue with Deuce Vaughn is that he is 5'5", about 100 and I think 175 pounds, 180 pounds,
Right.
or was I think maybe 200,
Yeah.
and he's just not what the kind of power back like Ezekiel Elliott. We need a guy that's somewhere between 5'10" to 6 feet tall, at least 230 pounds, to be able to punch it up the middle.
Right.
And but we do have a guy that's he's not a new draft pick.
Yeah.
He played with us last year.
Yeah, let me pull up the graphic on the other screen so I can see because my eyes are really tired right now. Oh, I did not
And
watch that.
I believe that's the talk right now that they want to bring this guy in. I believe he's 5'11", 230 pounds.
Yeah, it's Tony Pollard at the top, and then you got Malik
Mhm.
Davis, Rico Dowdy, Deuce Vaughn, and Hunter
Mhm.
Lupka. At least that's what it was.
Hunter what?
Hunter Lupke or Lupka.
Yeah, he's another guy that's doing pretty good as well. Malik Davis is the guy. He is our new Ezekiel Elliott replacement.
Yeah,
Uh, if you click on team,
yeah. Hold on.
click on the team tab up top,
Yeah,
and then
yeah. Let me get rid of the roster here for a second. All right.
go. Yeah, you have roster and you also have depth chart. Go to depth chart,
There we go.
and that breaks it down by our offense right there.
Yeah, so it's Tony and Malik or Malik.
Malik Davis. He is the next one up. Um, I think if you click on him, you could see his stats.
Let's see.
If you click on his name,
There he is.
24 years old, 5'11", and I don't. The weight is not accurate. He's more up there, like around 230 pounds.
Yeah,
Uh, he is okay. Uh, he is our go-to guy right there.
yeah,
He has been impressive, and I think he's the guy that's kind of been in the shadows, that has gone unnoticed and
hmm
has lots of potential.
yeah. He's been with
So
the Cowboys since 2022. It looks well. No, yeah, since 2022.
yeah, and we should have a highlight of him in training camp.
All
But
right, let's.
he is our go-to guy. I believe that they're gonna bring him in as a fullback, a power back, like on third down situations.
Mm-hmm.
He is gonna be the guy. And I don't know. I guess they could put him on the depth chart as third. Obviously, Pollard's going to be our starter per se, number one, their number one choice, and then second will be Deuce Vaughn. And Pollard and Deuce Vaughn are really good uh, when they get the ball tossed to them, or they
Mm-hmm.
shuffle or toss or throw the ball to them, line them up in there as slot receivers. And when we're in that 3rd and 1 situation, that's where um, that's where you bring in Malik Davis.
Mm-hmm.
So expect for him to have a breakout year this season.
Let's see what else is there on here. Yeah. All right. And then
Go back to the depth chart.
yeah, I'm there. The summary. Oh, you want me to go back to the main? Hold, give me a second.
Yeah, to look at all the
All right.
and we have had a couple of injuries on defense, which is not really good news. But
Uh,
the good news was that it wasn't. Uh, it's not a long term injury, but we have Sam Williams
oh wow.
and
Defensive end, but he's secondary, no?
yeah, yeah. But we had Sam Williams and who was the other guy? If you go a little bit further down, one of our safeties,
Let's see.
um,
Safety. No, that's special
Donovan
teams.
Wilson,
Okay, yeah.
and who was the other one? But as far as Coach McCarthy said, is that they're expecting that the biggest one is Donovan Wilson because
Yeah.
he's a really good safety, a really good playmaker, and he had
Now,
some type of hamstring injury, I think it was,
oh,
or
geez.
calf.
Yeah.
So they're expecting him to be out the preseason. They said he should be ready to go on season opener against the Giants.
Yeah.
And on in regards to our kicker, we lost Brett Maher to I believe the Denver Broncos,
Yeah.
and
What happened to
I'll
the
still root for
Canadian?
him.
What happened to the Canadian guy? What was his name?
The what's his name? Well, that's
Aubrey?
still up in the air.
Yeah.
Um, Brian, is it Brian Aubrey?
No, there's Brian Anger. Well, no,
He,
there's
he's
nothing at
our he's
kicker.
our punter,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
He's our
but
punter.
our
Sorry. There's nobody. Yeah, you're right. It's up in the air. The K position.
well, if you go back up to the roster, you should be able to see his name on the roster side on the roster,
Let's see here.
and you'll have to look for Brandon Aubrey right there.
Right
He's
there.
he's so the battle is between Brandon Aubrey and where's the other guy Viziano.
Hold on. Let me go back.
You have to. It's not in order. You have to look for the other kicker.
What does the guy's name start
Uh,
with?
the last name is Visciano or Viziano. I don't know how to
Okay, yeah.
pronounce
It
that.
looks like it's in alphabetical order. So let me go down to the bottom. Give me a second here. T.
He
There he
might not be
is.
under. Oh, right there, kicker. Yeah, Tristan Viziano.
Yeah.
I think I think he's gonna win, and they might keep both. I mean, I don't. It all depends on how they decide to. They might have to keep one of them. I think it's going to be Tristan as a starter,
Yeah.
and Brandon Aubrey. I guess they might have to if they don't have room for him on the 53-man roster. They might have to keep him on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that they're going to want to keep use up a backup spot for him in the 53-man rosters because you need to have those extra spots for backups on more important positions.
Right. And it's not like your kicker ever gets injured. At least I've never heard of a kicker getting injured.
Well, they really don't play. I mean, all they got to do is just kick the ball, like Bill Parcells said. And don't throw up on this field, by the way. Throw up in the trash can. So I think it's going to be Viziano because of the fact that he has more experience in the NFL. You know, he's been around with the Cardinals. I think he also played with the Patriots and
Yeah, he played.
some other good teams.
He's played with San Francisco in 2020,
Yeah,
the LA Chargers, formerly
yeah.
San
There you go.
Diego, on in
The
2021,
Patriots.
the Patriots in 2022, and that
And
same year, I don't know how the heck that happens. He played also for the Arizona Cardinals.
yeah,
So
yeah.
in
You know, there might have
2022,
been
he
some
played
trade deal going on or a backup. Maybe he was in a backup position and switched to a starter position on another team.
yeah.
Uh, you know, he has plenty of experience.
Oh yeah.
You know, more experience than the Brandon Audrey guy that's coming over from the what is it, the USFL?
Yeah, the USFL, is that Canadian or what? Or is it no
I think
CFL? No, the CFL is Canadian. I don't know what the
it,
USFL is.
it it's a you know it's an American football league, I think. But before he only had 1 year experience as a kicker in the USFL, and
Mm-hmm.
prior to that, he was in soccer.
Oh really?
So I mean, yeah, but the guy is 6'3". You know, I think like 200 pounds. I mean, he's pretty athletic,
Yeah,
but so is Viziano, and Viziano has the I think the advantage because he has experience with NFL teams.
yeah. Well, back in the old days, Deion Sanders played football and baseball.
Yeah. So,
Hey, by the
but
way, is it true that he got his toes amputated or no? Deion
that
Sanders.
I heard something that he had some kind of surgery. I didn't
Yeah,
look into specifically what it was.
yeah. I think
I
what
heard that
happened.
he had some clots in his he had some blood clots removed in his thighs. I think
Yeah, yeah. He's coaching
so.
though. I think he's coaching at the college level. No.
I don't think so. I think he's just like a sports analysis guy.
Hmm. Okay. I thought he was coaching somewhere, or he was an owner of one of the teams. I don't know. It was I was reading about. Well, I don't know if it's true, right? But I would read that he had had some toes amputated, which kind of sucks if you think about it, because
Yeah, it
you're
does.
cooked at that point. I mean, even your balance, is not right after that. When
Right.
you lose your toes. But wow. Well, it'll be interesting to
Yeah. So
see, which one of these two guys actually gets it. There was a lot of hoopla with Aubrey, a week or two ago. But obviously, this guy's been around a little longer. So,
yeah. Well, Aubrey, from what I seen in training camp, had the first opportunity to shine, and he did.
yeah,
And now Viziano gets to come in this coming week to show what he's got. So it's a very tight competition.
yeah,
So I'm hoping that Viziano gets the opportunity.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
and speaking of some Cowboys culture and history, where the Cowboys are also known as Los Vaqueros de Dallas. Because the Jerry Jones loves the Mexican community, the Mexican culture, and they're known in Mexico as Los Vaqueros de Dallas.
uh huh.
And they the Cowboys have this player. His name is Isaac Alarcon, but they call him El Alacran.
Isn't he from
And
Monterrey or somewhere?
yes, he's born in Monterrey, Mexico, and through a through a program that they had for Mexican players, they made some kind of scholarship program for Mexican players to be able to have the chance to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he did for 3 years in a row. He joined the practice squad for the Cowboys, but never made it. Never got signed. and this year he pretty much had given up because um, the program had expired for him since
Yeah.
he had 3 years to get drafted and it didn't happen. Well, the Cowboys called him up and he said, "Well, I can't go anymore. The program's over." He's like, "No, we're gonna sign you.
Oh
You're
wow.
gonna play." Yeah, and they told him, by the way, get ready because you're not gonna play on offense. We need you to play on defense.
Yeah.
So he's right now in the training side of things, switching from offense to defense, and he's doing really good at the transition.
Let's see if we have a picture of him. Hold on. Let's go to the rock. Is he on the? Is he? Ah, he's right
Right
here.
there, the first, yeah, El Alacran. So
Yeah.
he's going to be number 60.
Yeah. Let me click on him. There he is. Yeah. Look at that. Looks like a beast. 320
Yeah, that's
pounds.
yeah, man. Talk about the Cowboys are really beefing it up this year, as we were talking about on episode one. I'm telling you, when you calculate the weight of our offensive and defensive line, you're talking about 2.5 tons of weight, and these guys can bench press 2 to 3 times their weight. I
Yeah.
mean, these guys. I mean, I feel sorry for the teams that are going to come up against the Cowboys this year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's a beast. And he went to El Tec de Monterrey.
Uh huh.
Wow.
So I'm really excited to get see what he's got. So we look out for number 60 on our
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah. And by the way, everybody, for those of you that don't know, the comments is open tonight. Unlike last night, somebody reminded me that I wasn't answering comments.
I know, right, man? That guy was spot on.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to chime in on their thoughts, you can actually do that. They'll pop up on my screen, and if you're not nasty, we'll pop them on the screen, and if you are nasty, we'll block you.
Haters are welcome.
Haters are welcome, though. You know, So all right. So what other guys here you want you've got in mind here that we
uh,
should be?
the uh, the other biggest talk on in training camp from our offense is our one of our wide receivers that what is his name again? That's going to run opposite of CD Lamb.
All right, hold on. Let me pull up the depth chart here because that one had it broken by offense and defense. CD Lamb, is it
Brandon,
Turpin?
he
No, Brandon Cooks.
uh, yeah, Brandon Cooks.
But I wonder why his
He's
name's not on there. It's kind of weird.
Well, that's the
Oh, that's
unofficial chart for 2022. It
yeah.
hasn't been updated.
Okay.
Uh, you would probably have to see it on the roster side.
Let me go find Brandon Cooks on the roster. Yeah, he came from the Texans, no? Brandon Cooks.
Yes, from the Texans.
Let's see here.
You just passed, I think,
Did
a
I?
little bit up.
There he is.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks, 5'10". Now, the only issue, and he's in one of the highlight videos that you're going to show in a little bit. Uh, and this is the first thing that I thought about him, and I think it is going to be a problem. See, that Dak is I believe he's only 6 feet tall.
Dak.
And what you look for in a quarterback, what you want is someone that is at least 6'2" to 6'5".
Yeah. This
Uh,
guy's
because
shorter than
because
that,
these
no?
because you have cornerbacks that are up there, at 6'2", 6'5", and some of the guys on offense and defense are also up there, over 6 feet. So with Dak being 6 foot tall, it's a little bit hard for him to be able to see the receivers. So when you got a receiver like Brandon Cooks, you know 5'10", and he's going up against a defender, a cornerback that's 6'3", 6'5", it's going to be really difficult for him to see the ball coming to him.
Yeah.
Um, he does have that speed to kind of make up for the difference. So what he's going to have to do is either dive low to catch the ball, or he's going to have to run extra hard, and to make create that gap, against a defender to be able to catch the ball.
Yeah.
So there's a trade off to it, pros and cons, and you see that take place there in one of the highlights where he has to dive low for the ball.
Right.
So Prescott's going to have to be very careful with Cooks, not to get intercepted.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
and uh, and then we have Turpin, which is our special teams guy. He's our
This
punt
guy.
returner. Uh, they also sometimes put him in there at slot receiver.
Right.
I really do want to see him run it, run it in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I
Now
think, I
he's an
think,
inch shorter than
yeah, he's a really fast guy. I mean, that's his specialty, returning the ball.
yeah. He went to Texas Christian University in Houston.
Yeah, and I think only once or twice this last season he was able to run it from end to end,
Mm-hmm.
to run the punt all the way in, all the way into the end zone, like an 80+ yard run. So I want to see him start doing that more often, as he was known for doing that in college.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go back to the
So
depth
let's get
chart.
to some of those replays. Let's see what it looked like in training camp.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me just click on the injury report. I'm interested to see if they're reporting any recent injuries. Nope, no recent. Well, I mean,
No,
you
that's
see. I mean, you said Williams has got an injury, right? But I was
yeah,
wondering
Sam.
if, yeah, I was
Yeah,
wondering if,
Wilson and Sam Williams, but it's
yeah.
not going to show there. That's from last year.
All right. Well, let's go ahead
Maybe if you
and
click on
let me
oh,
go
never
back.
mind.
Oh, I'm back.
If you click on that tab there where it says preseason week one, see if you can open it and scroll down to
Oh, I see what you're
what
saying.
other. No, that's all of last
Yeah.
year's
Yeah. No.
last season.
Yeah. All right. Let's go over to some of the videos. They had an interview, I think this past week with Jerry Jones. We'll start off with that. Let's go ahead and click on that. Hopefully, the YouTube police won't have a cow over this, but they didn't last night. We'll see what happens today. Hold on. Where's the sound? There it is.
He sat down one-on-one with owner Jerry Jones.
Mayor, hand this trophy to me again. I want to practice how I'm going to handle the Super Bowl trophy.
You can see the excitement, huh?
The facts
Oh,
are
yeah.
that I've
He's
had it so
he
fortunate.
really wants it
I've
bad.
been around some great influences, and just like sitting here with you at Oxnard with the Dallas Cowboys, the NFL, I have to pinch myself.
Jerry, you and I have discussed in the past your childhood home in Rose City, Arkansas, that your father also used as a grocery store when you were a kid. How much did that experience, seeing that as a child, impact business success and what it's become today?
Well, thank you for asking that. And my sister and I lived above the store. Today, to get in the Christmas spirit, all the smells of the fruit and the Christmas season and all the trappings of Christmas that you'd have in a grocery store, I have to go in a grocery store today to get in the Christmas spirit. It was so ingrained. Mama would have me out greeting the customers with a little bow tie on. But it was a wonderful life, but it certainly did give me a lot of the perspective that I have. I know it's why I have so much interest in our fans and trying to create all kinds of experiences for our fans.
And that leads me into the business success. You've always embraced the spotlight with this team. I mean, NFL Films following you around, the big bleachers that some Oxnard fans aren't really happy about right now. But do you ever wonder if that approach, the show business first approach, ever cost you championships throughout these years?
Well, not at all, because I see how rare championships are for all teams that don't do what you're talking about. And so I don't think it's impactful, other than that's why we have as many people as we can get to our practices. When you are in front of people, you want to be at your very best. And no, I do not think it's disruptive in any way to anything that has to do with championships.
You mentioned the popularity of the Cowboys, the popularity of the NFL. Saudi Arabia continues to be more involved with pro sports around the world. They're now working with the PGA Tour and partnered there. I know you have a previous relationship with a Saudi Arabian ambassador. Would you support the NFL working with Saudi Arabia if they ever decided to invest in the league going forward?
Well, two things. Number one, for me, there's two different issues here. One is the ownership of Malta foreign investment, which right now we don't have in the NFL. The other part of your question, though, does involve a great friend and a great family that my family, my wife and daughter, went to his daughter's wedding in Riyadh, and she is now the ambassador to the United States, the highest ranking woman in Saudi Arabia. So we have a great friendship, and it's very appropriate because of our friendship. Prince Bandar was the Saudi Arabian ambassador to the United States. He sat with me at all Super Bowls that we were, and also had been on our sidelines and have been in the draft room, and so they're great friends. But again, those are two separate questions. One is our affinity or our friendship, but the other one is the structure of ownership in the NFL, and we, of course, don't have sovereign investment at this time.
Jerry Jones, you know what he did? He blessed me by bringing me to the Dallas Cowboys. And you know what he told me? I brought you here to win Super Bowls, boy. I said, yes, sir, I'm going to do that. So I won 3 with the Cowboys.
Jerry, how important is it for your legacy to win another Super Bowl as the owner and general manager of the Dallas Cowboys?
I will talk about legacy. I don't know that since the day I walked in the Cowboys, if anything has been as to my legacy. I bought the team, and I was only 15-20% of the way home with money of ultimately paying for the team. And so it has always been all in with the Dallas Cowboys. And yes, winning a Super Bowl, when we're time to get all in and go for that, I will do whatever it takes. I've often said, but it's a fact. If I knew for sure that you could win the Super Bowl, I don't know what size check I'd write, but it'd be a big one. It'd be a hell of a lot more than I paid for the Cowboys.
Well, there you go. Whatever it takes.
That's right. And
it takes.
I remember he also said in another training camp interview that, speaking of excitement, Elon Musk is not the only one that guarantees 100% excitement, to say the least.
Yeah.
It's also Jerry Jones. And he said that if you're not excited about the Cowboys going into, Oxnard, California for a training camp, and with the signings and drafts that they've done, Brandon Cooks, with with the rest of the guys that they brought in, like Deuce Vaughn, and he said then he doesn't know of anything else that would bring you excitement. I mean,
Right.
that's just as good as it gets. What we have going now with the Cowboys.
Yeah. Well, let's go and see some of the training camp videos for this week. We'll go ahead and start with one of the first ones you sent me. Let's go ahead and you can describe who this guy is.
Uh, who is that guy number 9? I can't
Number
recall.
9. Let's go back to the roster here. Can't see the name. Let's go to the roster for a second. Get back there before the YouTube police come back after me. Hold
I
on.
really hope that another platform will take over everything. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Yeah, as I was talking last night on the other show, it's getting kind of fuzzy with regards to copyrights.
Yeah,
Everybody seems to be borrowing each other's stuff.
and it might be like that on X as well. I mean, it might be worse than YouTube is right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of crazy. That's why I kind of chose to use C-SPAN for government stuff, so they can't come and say, well, it's copyright. Well, it's not copyright if it's coming from the government. By golly,
Right.
I paid for that broadcast. My taxes pay for that broadcast. You said it was
Where's
number
number
9, right?
9?
Let's see. Where's
Yeah,
number 9?
he's on offense. Where is he?
Did I miss? Well, see, the problem is in the roster, it's not broken by offense.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, there's
Number 9,
Turpin. There you go.
Turpin.
Come on.
There you go. So that video,
And he was there as receiver. So like I said, it's interesting. I think they want to bring him in on special team situations
yeah,
and put him in there as a slot receiver.
yeah. So that was a pass to Turpin.
Yeah, and he dropped it, and that right there, is that Diggs? Yeah. So that shows the intensity of Trayvon Diggs there. That look at that. He caught up to him and batted that ball down.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. The defense is on fire, man.
Yeah.
There's Curse there too. Number 20. Yeah, number 27. He's another guy to look out for too, Curse.
Let's take a look at the other one here. Let's see here. Next one. Trying to see who that.
That's Turpin again.
Yep, that's Turpin.
And that's the kind of catch I'm telling you, the kind of throw you see how that's very low. He's going to have to go that way with the shorter receivers, with the little guys.
Right.
You got to be able to put it to where the defender can't get it.
Right.
So that's the kind of passes you're going to see to Brandon Cook. That are going to be safe from being intercepted.
Yeah, I don't know if he can jump high to catch a high ball,
No, you don't want to put it up there because it'll get intercepted really easily. Most of these guys on defense, they're over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, look at how low it is, man.
Yeah. And that's where it's going to be. So you're going to see a whole different offense of what they're calling the Texas Coast offense.
Yeah.
It's a combination of a West Coast and an East Coast type of offense.
All right, let's see what the next one. Let me check my streams. Make sure that the YouTube police haven't knocked me out here. Nope,
I think
so
you
far
should.
we're still alive. We're still alive on Facebook. We're still alive on YouTube, and we're still alive on Twitch. And believe it or not, the one that just really knocked me with a copyright strike, a big one, was Twitch. So if they knock me out, I'm gonna drop Twitch completely. So, two can play that game. All right.
And Orton will dump it off to Murray.
This is our former running back, a true power back,
Murray
DeMarco
delivers
Murray.
a blow.
And look at the finishing blow on Damian Square.
That's the kind of running back that I want to see right there.
Yeah.
That is
And Orton
power.
will dump it off to Murray with pressure in his face, and then Murray delivers a blow.
And look at the finishing blow on Damian Square.
Yeah, that's what Elliott looked like, the first couple of years that he came in. He'd lower the shoulder down and knock guys over.
With pressure in his face, and then Murray delivers a blow.
And look at the finishing blow on Damian Square.
Yeah. Right underneath the armpit
And
area.
Orton will dump it off
Right
to
on the rib.
Murray with pressure in his face, and then Murray delivers a blow.
And look at the finishing blow on Damian Square.
Let's see, what's the next one here? Who's that? Number 3.
There's Brandon Cooks.
Yep, there
And
he is.
you see how, what I'm saying, because of his height, he has to use his advantage in speed to create a gap between him and the defender to be able to catch the ball.
Yeah.
You'll see it right now in the replay how he all of a sudden takes off. And it also shows you the accuracy of Prescott, knowing where to put the ball. So with the shorter guy like that, that's where you have to put it. You have to put it way in front of him to where he has to do that little power sprint at the last second to create distance between him and the defender to be able to get the ball.
I never noticed some of these receivers were that short. Heck,
Yeah.
40 pounds lighter, and I could be a receiver. Hey, how?
Or you want to
how
take the chance?
No.
You want to take the chance and be a running back like Deuce Vaughn?
How tall was Michael Irving? He wasn't that short.
No. Mike Irvin, I believe, was 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, good job on what you're doing, man.
Let's see the next one here. Trying to keep track of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we haven't seen this one. Oh, I think we did.
No, that's another good example there.
Yeah.
With Turpin, you got to throw it low that way. You see how he had to go down and dive for that catch.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's really low.
Yeah, you got to put it to where away from the defender.
Yeah.
So that is not only a good catch; it's a good throw.
Yeah.
And I think Prescott has been really practicing on, getting away from those interceptions.
Yeah, look at that.
So that's a lot safer. You're not risking getting intercepted, and if he doesn't catch it, it's just a dead ball.
Let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm gonna go to this one. Yeah, Cooks.
Yeah, he created that gap with the speed, and he knew exactly where the ball was going to come down. But those are risky, like I said, because that cornerback can turn around and jump up and intercept it.
Yeah. think. I don't think we've seen this one. I gotta keep track of the. No, that's
just look at the last numbers.
Yeah, I know. My Alzheimer's kicks in, and I can't remember which one I just played. All right. There he goes. Who's he shooting to? Number 9.
That's another angle of that
Turpin.
that low. Yeah. It shows you how low he threw the ball.
Yeah. Look at that.
And that play is designed that way for the receiver to have to get, dive down and catch it.
Yeah. Man, imagine all that grass burn.
Yeah, the elbows, man.
Wow. That'd be painful. Look at that.
That's exactly how you do it. You don't want to give the defender a chance to get the ball.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Okay, so it was 18. I think it was 95. So we'll go to 873.
That's Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
And that's another good way to use them in a play action pass type of play action pass or a screen, across the middle, like a slot receiver kind of thing. That's exactly where he's good at. That could be used as like a 3rd and 5 situation, where you just need 5 yards for the next first down.
Definitely doesn't have to take a beating all the time. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's the area where your tight ends usually running there. But that's showcasing his speed. I was able to cut and make turns really fast.
Yeah. Go over to the next one here. I think that was 873.
Oh my gosh, CeeDee Lamb. Dear God, brother.
Yeah.
There he is.
Look out.
Oh my
He
gosh,
broke his
CeeDee
ankle.
Lamb. Dear God, brother. What you just did to Kelvin Joseph. Oh my gosh, CeeDee Lamb. Dear God, brother. What you just did to Kelvin Joseph.
The guy is fast, man. And he said he sent out a warning to everyone to be on to watch out because he's going all out this year.
What you just did to Kelvin Joseph. Oh my gosh, CeeDee Lamb. Dear God,
those guys don't. Doesn't appear he does any leg workouts.
Oh my gosh, CeeDee
He's got
Lamb.
chicken
Dear
legs.
God, brother. What you just did to Kelvin Joseph.
You see that?
Oh my gosh, CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, they're pretty athletic. I'm pretty sure.
No, I know.
That guy, CeeDee Lamb's got some speed. He
Oh
can't.
my gosh, CeeDee Lamb.
He's coming off of a really good season.
If they don't do any leg workouts, I don't blame them. I've always
Oh
hated
my
doing
gosh,
leg
CeeDee Lamb.
workouts.
Dear God, brother. What you just did to Kelvin Joseph.
When I used to go to the gym. Not anymore.
Oh my gosh, CeeDee Lamb. Dear God, brother. What you just
All
did
right,
to
what do we got next?
Let's see. I think some people would think, yeah, you went to the gym at one time? I said, yeah, I did. I lived at the gym.
That is the other backup, Will Greer.
Oh, it's Greer? It's not Cooper?
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah,
Cooper?
he's fighting with Cooper for the backup spot.
Yeah. Cooper's
So
what, number
that's
10?
going to be a tough one.
Is Cooper number 10?
Look at the accuracy in that.
Yeah, look at that. You know?
That's tough to make that, man.
Oh, yeah. Of course, you know, Cooper's been there longer, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's going to be a tough one to decide.
He's kind of like the reliable girlfriend.
I think that's the kind of like I think that would be worth saving. Keeping three quarterbacks in the 53-man roster, or if not, put one of them on the practice squad. But I think they should keep all three around.
Yeah.
Well, the two, Cooper and Greer.
So good. We haven't been knocked out yet. Great. I probably won't hear from him until tomorrow. More than likely. Bunch of jerks. Let's see. The bad part is somebody in India making that decision.
There's Prescott. Look at that.
Yep.
Throwing on the run, running sideways.
You know what? I need to get that music off. I don't. I don't
Oh,
want.
yeah.
What happened to Cheeskies. I forgot all about that. Yeah. No. We need to make sure we don't get in trouble. Yeah. Who's that he threw to?
That's Michael Gallup, number 13. Excellent pass and a really good catch. I mean, look, right on the money.
That's a long pass.
Yeah.
You think you're going to see a lot of long passes this year?
I hope so. That's what I want to see. He's got plenty of choices, lots of firepower. You're going to have CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Deuce Vaughn, Brandon Cooks. There's a good tight end battle going on too. So on next week's episode we should cover the tight ends.
Yeah.
Because that's another position that is really important, and that we don't have Schultz. I think we lost Schultz to the Buffalo Bills, I believe.
Yeah.
So we need we haven't had a tight end like Jason Witten ever since he retired.
Yeah.
And we really do need a good couple of tight ends to be successful this year. So let's see what.
By the way, one of our other co-hosts is watching. Steve's watching, but somehow I'm not seeing his comments on my screen. I'm seeing him he's on YouTube. So, hello, Steve.
Hey, Steve. Shout out to all the veterans. I don't know if you've seen it. We gave a shout out to all the veterans. Speaking of the Cowboys being America's team, and how the Cowboys support, God, country, prayer, and most importantly, the veterans.
Yep. Yeah. I'm wondering why I'm not seeing the YouTube comments. That's kind of weird. Yeah, had I not just flipped on there. Yeah, that was kind of weird. See, that's what happens. People think I'm not seeing the comments, and I'm actually not. Something's wrong with my screen.
You need to check your phone. You might have 1,000 messages on there. People upset.
Probably, Wow. Yeah, I'll have to check what's going on with that. All righty. Well, definitely this was a good wrap up for, the things that have been going on in training camp and what we've got to look forward to. We've got how many weeks? Let me see. How many weeks till the first? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks to go.
Yeah, it'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
And it looks like I don't know if you've seen that Elon Musk. Are they gonna, since they changed it to X? So is it no longer going to be called tweets? Like Elon Musk tweeted, because it's not Twitter anymore. Now it's called X.
Right.
So
I have no idea what that term's going to change to. But I actually did notice that button you talked to me about earlier today. Um, but unfortunately, I can't do it for this show. I can't do it for any of the shows except the live instant kind of stuff. So,
Yeah,
I'll
but
still have to.
Elon Musk gave an update on Starship. They got booster super heavy booster 9. I think they did a prime test, a loading and a prime test on the booster today.
Yes.
I think it was today.
Yeah, it was this
So
afternoon. It
yeah,
was
that
this
was
afternoon.
successful. So there's a static fire pending pretty soon, sometime this week,
Oh
and
gosh.
we don't have a launch date yet. So
Well,
let's see.
one thing's for sure. The Sierra Club and the Indian tribes are probably shaking in their boots right now.
Oh yeah.
And
So
a few and a few of my
let's see.
relatives.
Yeah,
And a few of my relatives.
it's gonna be really exciting to see this new water dilute system, and I believe this next uh, this next launch we're gonna see the Raptor 2, the second gen engines on on this test, and but surprisingly, what I'm kind of shocked at what Elon said, that he's giving it a 50% chance at what he called uh so
Suborbital.
or well he said
Orbital.
orbital velocity. He
Yes.
said there's a 50% chance that it reaches orbital velocity, and then he said if there is a stage separation, that's a plus.
Right. Right. So he's saying he'll take the stage separation as a win, but he'll take the orbital velocity as a big win.
Yeah.
you know.
So they're gonna test this new method that I don't know if you heard about, that what they call hot staging,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, they've been
to
testing that at the Massey site this week.
oh, have they? That's what
Yeah.
I wanted to hear about, to see how this hot staging is going to work,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's going to work. So what the plan is to prevent the freezing issue, and also, but mainly so that the rocket does not lose velocity, during the separation from
Right.
the booster from Starship.
Right. Yeah.
So
Well, it'll
let's
be
see, how far, but it is guaranteed 100% excitement.
no doubt about that. Lots of excitement happening down in Boca Chica, that's for sure, over the next couple of weeks. But for those of you wanting to see something, for right now, we've got live coverage tomorrow. Another Starlink mission. He just keeps on launching those Starlink satellites. That's going to be on at 8 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday. So we should be covering that since it's early, even though I've been staying late for some of those other launches, which I wish they would stop doing because it affects my sleep time. I've got to get beauty sleep. I've got bags under my eyes. I don't think those other two I don't think those other YouTubers are actually staying up that late, if any. In fact, I think they're just stealing each other's stuff. Maybe I need to do that. I need to just start stealing stuff. Like what was it that Steve Jobs once said? Uh good artists borrow and great artists steal.
Yeah, well, I I don't know if it's called, you could say, stealing. Maybe it's borrowing, because
Yeah.
it's kind of like pretty much everything that everything has already been created. So it's
Yeah.
like you can't reinvent the wheel, right?
Yeah, what's kind of funny about the Silicon Valley and all those guys is, they blame each other saying that one stole from the other, but they all have copied each other left and right. I mean, you saw what happened with Twitter, and then Threads, Zuckerberg over there starting Threads, and now they've lost all those users that they got from Twitter because it wasn't what Threads wasn't what it was supposed to be. So I guess there's still life for X or Twitter or whatever the name is right now. But they all borrow and steal from each other. I don't know why they even sue each other. I mean, I'd be embarrassed to even say I created anything original. you know.
All right. Well, imagine if Elon decided to claim royalties from everyone recording, Starbase and Starship.
I know. I know. Well, I don't think he'll ever do it, because I think he loves publicity. I mean, he loves the attention. He likes to be on the news almost every week. That's why I think he says some of the things that he says, and it drives, all the haters crazy, all the snowflakes and the millennials and all those liberals in Silicon Valley, it drives them up the wall,
Yeah.
you know.
But they love those Teslas.
But they do. That's what's so funny about these liberals and these snowflakes. They criticize Elon Musk, they hate Elon Musk, but yet they won't give up their Tesla.
That's right.
It's kind of like it's ironic, do as I say, but don't do as I do. But of course, that's for another show. We won't talk about that on this one.
And so and speaking of another show, so I guess for next week's Cowboys episode, we should be covering the tight ends, the tight ends fighting for a position this season in training camp.
Right.
And we also got to go through we got to give a prediction of wins and losses. We went through the schedule sort of.
Yeah.
But let's put out a prediction of what we think our wins and losses will look like this year.
So we're gonna have to put on our Walter Mercado hat, our Brujo hat.
Yeah, well, we finished off last season 12 and what was it, 12-5, something like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So let's see. I mean, I've seen some wild predictions, but I mean, of course, I think they're way off. I seen one where it's like 9-6. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way we're gonna have that many losses.
Yeah.
But of course, the haters love to hear those kind of depressing numbers.
I know. We had a few of those on, was it TikTok or Twitter? Which one was it that the San Francisco 49er guy just totally slammed me?
Yeah. But we'll see him in week 5.
Yeah, well, I've got a special hashtag for the 49ers. They're going to get this show tomorrow. Trust me. It's called Electronic Warfare. Oh my gosh. All righty, man. Well, it was great. We had a good show tonight, everybody. We thank those that joined. And once again, you can catch this show, a copy of this show on BrownsvilleTechLive.com, as well as previous live streams all in one place. But at the same time, you can go to Facebook Live, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, Twitter, or X as they call it, and Twitch. So you can catch us on 9 different social media platforms. Sometimes the videos get there immediately. Sometimes it may be a day or two. It just depends on the service. But you've got 9 choices, and I don't think anybody out there has got that broadcast reach the way we have over the last few months. So you won't miss a show.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment.
That's right. Like, share, comment, subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook Live, Twitter, or X, and TikTok. So, and for those of you that want to contribute, you can go to BrownsvilleTechLive.com, or you can make a small donation through Ko-fi as well. So once again, everybody, thank you for watching, and we appreciate everybody tuning in to the Spin Zone. We'll be back next weekend for episode number 4. And once again, for those space enthusiasts out there, we've got a Starlink launch tomorrow. And then this coming Thursday, we have got our second episode of Live 270. And the topic will be the border crisis. Are we losing our borders? So for those of you that want to tune into that show, tune in this coming Thursday. Ramiro, thank you once again for being on the show, and we will see you next week.
All righty. See you guys later.
All righty. Bye-bye.